So the next question is, what happens if a class implements two interfaces? They both have same default method. So that is the twist. Okay. So a class is implementing two interfaces. They both have same default methods. So let's see and understand this in detail. So what happens if a class implements two interfaces and they both contains default method of same name? So this is not a regular day-to-day coding thing. Okay. We may not encounter this situation often, but in interview this can be a tricky question. But it's good to understand the concept clearly, so it will be useful for day-to-day coding also. Here C is implementing A and B, and both are having greet as a default method. So when I hover on it, right, it will clearly say inherits unrelated defaults. So it's basically compiler will not be aware which one to implement. Let's say if class was implementing A, there was no problem at all. It was directly using its default method. But it is basically implementing both. So it's getting confused what to do. So we have to implement it. We have to implement the default method here. And here we are calling a.support.greet. If you want to get the B's one, we can call B here. Or let's say we want to replace both of this with some other our own overridden thing, that also we can specify here. So here we can specify our own logic here. This is also perfectly fine. So basically, if a class is implementing two interfaces which contains same default name, then you have to override it. So that is the expectation. So let us say, so here these default methods are also containing same return types. Let's say if it was int here. Okay, I'm just returning int here. Now problem difficulty increased. So now can we apply the same overriding behavior here? No, because both of these methods containing different return types. Let's say even if I hover on it, right, and click on the implement, it will not work. Even it is implementing, it is still throwing an error. See, it's saying that it clashes with the greet method of B because B is containing int return type. So it's not possible at all. And both the return type should be same. Is it the case always? That's the next question interviewer may ask. So let's say here instead of void we had number, okay, and we are returning number here. And same thing here, instead of int it is integer. Here let's say instead of int it was integer, then return one I'm doing. Now if I hover on it, right, and implement, it works. There is no error. Do you know why? Mainly because this integer is a subclass of number. So if I go inside here, right, you can see integer extends number. So integer is a subclass of number. So when there is a superclass and subclass combination in return type, then you can override. It's perfectly allowed. So when there are two unrelated return types, we can't override. So three cases we discussed. So first case, return types are matching, that is void. Even if it is void, integer, anything is fine. It should match. Second one, void and int combination we tried. We couldn't override. Third one, number and integer combination. Superclass and subclass combination. It worked. I hope you understood different variations of the same problem statement. So I would recommend go and practice and understand it better. Let's move on to the next question. So subclass must override the conflicting method, otherwise it results in a compilation error. So this is very clear to us. Let's move on to the next question.